Hello everyone, this is Scott Geider, aka Gruesome Herzog, and the character Cephas from the hit franchise series The Hillbilly Horror Show. If you want to know more about The Hillbilly Horror Show, go to www.hillbillyhorrorshow.com. Hey everyone, I got a new film here that I reviewed. It's called I Dared You, Truth or Dare, Part 5. I want to give special thanks to Sean Donahue for sending me a link to review for my podcast. Here's the storyline. Sunnyvale mental patient Daxton Hackman seeks revenge on Detective Dan Hess, forcing him into a final violent game of truth or dare. Here's the cast. Scott Tepperman as Daxton Hackman, Joel D. Winecoop as Dan Hess, Jim O'Rear as Dr. Desmond Hall, Tim Ritter as Jim Bitter D.A., Ashley Lynn Caputo as Linda, Bob Glazier as bar patron, and the cast goes on. Before we get started, let's take a listen to the trailer. Alright folks, as I said, I want to give special thanks to Sean Donahue for sending me a link to review for my podcast. In my mind, the legendary Joel D. Winecoop as Dan Hess. A fantastic actor, a very good friend, and a very talented soul. Jim O'Rear. I call him the Rob Schneider of the horror industry, because you never know what you're going to get from Jim O'Rear. And usually what you get is something that you don't want to see. I can remember him in a film where, I won't say. Anyways, the film is about Scott Tepperman as Daxton Hackman wants to get revenge on Dan Hess with the help of his doctor, Jim O'Rear. Jim O'Rear has a reason, so basically he manipulates Daxton Hackman to do his dirty work. But Daxton Hackman also wants to kill Dan Hess. That's Mr. Joel D. Winecoop. Bob Glazier, the man who does the sickest, perverted, dick-showing, crazy shit. Here, he's just a bar patron. Not saying just a bar patron, but it was great to see the bearded one in the scene. Tim Ritter. He's been doing films like this for years. He has his own style of filmmaking that many people who go to Netflix, who go to basically renting all these high-budget films, probably wouldn't understand or like Tim Ritter's work. I'm not saying that in no hateful taste towards Tim. Me as a reviewer since 2010, I've seen a lot of super low budget films that I quite fucking enjoy because I'm an actor myself. I started out in a low budget film with no pay, so I know what it's like to put a film together and, having to make things work. So I get it and I understand it. That being said, I Dare You, Truth or Dare Part 5 has a lot of cheesy stuff in it, and I think that's what really makes me enjoy this film the most, is you got the craziness of Joe D. Winecoop. I got to see Scott Tepperman in a way that I never saw before. I think this is a standout performance for Scott Tepperman as Dax Hackman. I really enjoyed his role. I like the idea of Joel D. Winecoop versus Scott Tepperman as Daxton Hackman versus Dan Hess at the end of the film. And of course you got Jim O'Rear, Dr. Desmond Hall. I had a feeling that there has to be something totally off the wall that we're going to see from Jim O'Rear, and he knocked it out of the fucking ballpark. I'm not going to say what it is in case you didn't see it because it's coming out, but you got to see this. So if you're into or understand low budget filmmaking, then you will definitely enjoy this old school, new school, cheesy gem. That being said, this is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Creativity for a filmmaker to do and use what they got to make it a worthwhile flick. That being said, definitely check this out. And again, special thanks to Sean Donahue for sending me a link to review for my podcast. I love this film, and I'll watch it again. I love the cast. I love the storyline, and a phenomenal cast. Oh yes, Billy W. Blackwell as Axel Lawless. Can't forget him. Phenomenal cast. This is Gruesome Herzog, and I'm out of here.